The Serbian military stands as a truly distinctive and unusual force within Europe. Envision an army equipped with a bewildering mix of weaponry from China, America, Russia, France, and Israel. This is no mere coincidence, but a deliberate strategy. Up until 2022, the Serbian military predominantly utilized Soviet, Russian, and Chinese armaments. However, the conflict in Ukraine prompted a significant shift in Serbia's approach. Serbia swiftly began initiatives to reduce their reliance on Russian-made weapons. While steadfastly refusing to participate in any sanction resolutions aimed at Putin, Serbia did not hesitate to provide military aid to Ukraine. Furthermore, Serbia began abandoning crucial contracts with Russia, instead turning to China. Despite decades of being influenced by Soviet military doctrine, the Serbs demonstrated a willingness to embrace European unity. They openly distanced themselves from their long-standing friendship with Russia, making it clear that enough was enough, and it was time to step back. So how could Serbia simultaneously aid Ukraine while seeming to snub Russia? What actions has the Belgrade government taken to assist Kiev? Which agreements with Russia have the Serbs terminated, choosing China instead? We shall delve into the answers to these crucial questions together. But before we proceed, please take a moment to subscribe to our channel, activate notifications, and give us a like. This is essential for keeping you up to date with all our content. Serbia was one of the rare European nations that had a strong alliance with Russia. On the surface, Serbia maintained a neutral stance concerning the conflict in Eastern Europe. But as the situation escalated, Serbia began channeling military assistance to Ukraine via third-party countries. Even the most well-known Russian military bloggers did not condemn Serbian President Aleksandar Vučić. He again displayed an uncommon ability to curry favor with the Kremlin. Vučić's accomplishment was indeed remarkable. Serbia supplied Ukraine with substantial military aid, amounting to about $800 million, which was funneled through intermediaries. Yet, the Kremlin seemingly swept this under the rug. Putin preferred to turn a blind eye to the occasional backsliding of his Serbian friends, believing that maintaining relations with Belgrade was vital for projecting Russia's presence within the Balkans. Furthermore, Belgrade's sidestepping of Moscow, coupled with its shift towards Chinese, Israeli, and European industries, and even its important assistance to Ukraine, dealt a strong blow to Putin. Let us first discuss the arms shipments Serbia made to Ukraine in plain view of Russia. The arms transfers from Serbia, which has become a nightmare for Russia, especially to Ukraine, were most likely not anticipated by Russian President Vladimir Putin initially. The Serbian arms deliveries were, in fact, commercial and indirect, transiting through NATO countries. Yet, concerning sheer monetary value, Serbia has provided more assistance to Ukraine than any of the three Baltic states, or even vocal supporters of Kiev, such as Spain or Croatia. Serbian shells were directly hindering Russia's goals to diminish Ukraine's stockpiles, not to mention eliminating Russian troops. Vučić himself confirmed the volume of the supplies, stating indifferently that the identity of the end user was of no concern. Even then, Russia did not react. When queried about it, Kremlin spokesman Dmitry Peskov spoke of discussing the matter with his Serbian colleagues. Foreign Ministry spokeswoman Maria Zakharova did not even mention it in her frequent speeches against Russia's real and imagined adversaries. Russian Deputy Foreign Minister Alexander Grushko has remained silent, at least publicly, regarding Serbia's arms shipments to Ukraine. The Russian embassy in Belgrade even made great efforts to refute media conjecture that there was any discussion during Grushko's meeting with Serbian officials. Serbia's arms shipments to Ukraine have remained an open secret since early 2023, when the first leak surfaced. Moscow later pledged to look into the issue, but to this day, the Putin regime continues to praise Vučić as a valued friend and trustworthy partner. According to experts, the Serbian leader, who emerged from the murky realm of post-communist politics, understood very well that Russian policies are not guided by abstract national interests, but by the personal ambitions of high-ranking officials. Vučić was therefore acting in Serbia's best interests, rather than trying to ingratiate himself with Russia as a whole. Don't forget to watch till the end, where we'll draw some key conclusions from all of this. Serbia's continuous backing for Ukraine within international organizations, the supply of ammunition, and the generally favorable direct interactions between Vladimir Zelensky and Aleksandar Vučić were gradually fracturing the Belgrade-Moscow alliance. In fact, Serbia made an unbelievable move against Russia to finally break this bond. Serbia suspended some of its military agreements with Russia and postponed others indefinitely. Whereas Serbia previously prided itself on upholding a robust military relationship with Moscow. The changing international atmosphere and growing pressure from Western sanctions against Russia have left Belgrade with increasingly limited choices. Despite Russia's growing isolation on the global stage, Serbia had previously managed to keep its arms supply chains open by manufacturing under license in third countries, ensuring continuous access to Russian-made weaponry. This strategic workaround allowed the Serbian military to maintain a substantial inventory of Russian weapons in working order and depend on local expertise for parts production and maintenance. But the Serbs have now turned their backs on Russia completely concerning arms deals. This decision, announced in an interview by General Milan Mojsilović, Serbia's chief of the general staff, marked a dramatic change in the country's military strategy. With this decision, Serbia hoped that international diplomatic relations would eventually normalize, clearing the way for these agreements to come back into force. In August of last year, Serbia decided to abandon the acquisition of a new batch of Russian fighter jets, which had been under discussion since 2021. Instead of Russian aircraft, Belgrade purchased 12 French Rafale jets for 2.7 billion euros to replace the aging Russian MiG-29 fleet. As Mojsilović acknowledged, this deal signaled the dawn of a radical restructuring of the Serbian Air Force, as it would necessitate the retraining of pilots, reorganization of military infrastructure, and other complex preparations. Mojsilović stated that the choice of French fighter jets was made because they would provide the Air Force with the needed capabilities long-term. War analysts have emphasized that Serbia's decision to procure 12 new French Rafale fighter jets signifies a voluminous evolution of Serbia's strategic position amid the conflict between the West and Russia. On the other hand, Serbia has turned to other countries rather than Russian arms and military resources. Serbia has already favored alternative suppliers, especially China, to fill the void left by Russian military equipment. In a clear indication of this shift, Serbia announced the acquisition of the Chinese-made Fk-3 air defense system, which will supplant Russia's S-400 air defense systems. This step was not solely a reflection of Serbia's changing defense needs, but also a broader realignment of military priorities, as the country endeavors to diversify its defense suppliers within an increasingly hostile geopolitical environment. As part of a new generation of air defense systems, the Fk-3 brought a number of enhancements to Serbia's military arsenal. Designed for versatility, this integrated system includes mobile command and logistics vehicles, missile launchers, and advanced radar systems, providing the Serbian army with robust, multi-layered protection against a wide array of air threats. Whether combating high-speed cruise missiles or enemy aircraft, the Fk-3's ability to operate in complex and dynamic environments provides Serbia with a substantial advantage in defending its airspace. One of the notable features of the Fk-3 system is its resilience to electronic warfare. A growing concern for modern air defense systems, with sophisticated countermeasures to prevent jamming and interference, the Fk-3 ensures that the Serbian military can maintain its operational integrity, even in contested electronic environments. The system is also equipped to neutralize incoming missiles targeting radar tracking stations, making it a potent tool against precision-guided munitions designed to disable critical air defense infrastructure. In terms of strategic impact, the Fk-3 is more than just a technological upgrade. It is a signal to both adversaries and allies that Serbia is serious about modernizing its defense capabilities. The deployment of such an advanced system will increase the country's deterrence capabilities, enabling it to better defend against external threats from both near and far. As the region grapples with shifting alliances and military postures, Serbia's Fk-3 deployment sends a clear message. The country is no longer relying solely on its historical military ties, but is actively diversifying its defense solutions and preparing for the challenges of the future. With a turbulent past, Serbia has been working hard to modernize its armed forces amid rising tensions with its neighbors. As part of its modernization drive, Serbia has been pursuing military agreements with Israel, as well as China. Belgrade signed a US $335 million deal with Israeli defense giant Elbit Systems to procure the state-of-the-art PULS artillery rocket system and Hermes 900 male reconnaissance drones. These surprising moves signaled Serbia's full departure from Russia for arms and military resources. Serbia's latest deal with Israel, on the other hand, made the situation even clearer. So what exactly were these systems that Serbia bought from Israel? Let us start with Elbit Pulse. Elbit Pulse is an advanced modular multi-caliber rocket artillery system with different rocket calibers, allowing the operator to select different munitions according to mission requirements. Pulse can launch 122mm rockets with a range of 40 kilometers, 160mm rockets with a range of 45 kilometers, 306mm rockets with a range of 150 kilometers, and heavy rockets and missiles such as Extra and Predator Hawk, with a range of nearly 300 kilometers. This increases the versatility of the platform. Importantly, PULS is platform independent and has a modular architecture. This essentially means that it can be integrated into various wheeled or tracked chassis of different sizes, including 4x4, 6x6, and 8x8. The PULS artillery system can operate independently or be integrated into pre-existing command and control networks. In addition, this state-of-the-art artillery system can receive targeting information directly from forward observers, radar, or UAVs. PULS's versatility and precision targeting capabilities make it highly suitable for modern battlefield environments where adaptability, speed, and accuracy are critical. The acquisition underscores Serbia's commitment to strengthening its defense capabilities in the face of possible moves against Russia, rising regional tensions, and geopolitical rivalry with Croatia. Serbian leader Aleksandar Vučić appeared to be trying to position Pulse as a direct countermeasure against Croatia's expanding military capabilities, effectively emphasizing the advanced capabilities of Israeli systems. The two neighbors have been at occasional odds with each other since Serbian troops intervened in Croatia during the Balkan War in the 1990s, a land grab that led to Belgrade's defeat and the expulsion of tens of thousands of ethnic Serbs living there. While the two states do not directly confront each other, they remain locked in a tense rivalry that has led to the acquisition of sophisticated weapons on both sides. Experts believe that Serbia is also expanding its arms deals with Israel to counter possible Russian invasion moves. In particular, the Serbian wing is pursuing important defense plans against Russia's threats to corner Europe with nuclear weapons and drone strikes. In addition to Pulse, Serbia has also purchased Hermes 900 male reconnaissance drones for this purpose. The Hermes 900 is a medium-altitude, long-endurance UAV with an endurance of approximately 36 hours and a range of about 1,000 kilometers, with a payload capacity of 300 kilograms. This UAV offers its operators state-of-the-art intelligence, surveillance, and reconnaissance capabilities. With the help of this UAV, Serbia will be in a better position to track evolving threats in the region. This purchase is a testament to the relationship between Serbia and Israel, which goes back several years. At the height of the Balkan Wars in the 1990s, Israel was arming Bosnian Serbs. The defense relationship between the two countries has strengthened recently, as seen recently when Serbia facilitated arms transfers to Israel to strengthen its fight against its rivals in the West Asian region. Yugoimport SDPR, Serbia's main state arms dealer, shipped at least $24 million worth of weapons to Israel in 17 shipments, using both Israeli military and civilian aircraft. The Hermes UAVs Serbia has now acquired will be an important element for force in scenarios where Russia violates European airspace. All these deals and military procurements from different countries have undermined Serbia's ties with Russia while providing the Belgrade government with important allies. Currently, relations between Serbia and Russia have been shaky, especially in recent years. Belgrade must have realized that these relations have not benefited it much. Economic ties between Serbia and Russia, once the cornerstone of a strategic partnership, are also undergoing a significant transformation. According to a recent report by the Russian Council on International Relations, Russia's economic influence in the Western Balkans is coming under increasing pressure due to Western sanctions targeting key sectors such as energy, metallurgy, and the arms trade. So how did the relationship between the two come to this? Although the EU is Serbia's primary economic partner, Russia has long played a significant role in the Serbian economy. In 2022, Bilateral trade between the two countries reached an all-time high of $4.28 billion. However, the tide turned in 2023 as sanctions took effect, and the momentum of Serbia's imports from Russia was sharply curtailed. The rise in energy costs, coupled with restrictions on Russian products, forced Serbia to turn to alternative sources for military and energy needs, demonstrating the fragility of Russia's economic power in the region. On the energy front, Serbia continues to seek a delicate balance. Deputy Prime Minister Aleksandar Vulin reiterated the country's desire to increase gas imports from Russia, stating that Serbia is actively negotiating with Gazprom to extend the current gas supply contract. Of course, it is difficult at the moment for Serbia to completely give up some Russian supply lines. The Belgrade government's focus has been on securing gas volumes similar to the current arrangement, which is a critical part of Serbia's energy security strategy. Despite these negotiations, the facts on the ground tell a different story. In April of 2024, Serbia experienced a sharp drop in gas imports from Russia. This was a stark reminder of the changing dynamics. The Serbian government has yet to address how it will manage this energy deficit, leaving questions about the sustainability of its current energy strategy. While Serbia has long maintained a policy of neutrality and balance between East and West, this new stance marked a clear departure from the country's previous strategy. By supplying ammunition to Ukraine, Serbia is walking a fine line between its historical ties with Russia and its desire to maintain stable relations with the West. The move has generated considerable controversy, with some accusing Serbia of undermining its traditional position of neutrality in the conflict. This development adds another layer of complexity to Serbia's foreign policy, which has become increasingly unpredictable due to the ongoing war in Ukraine. While Serbia's military and diplomatic maneuvers are clearly designed to protect its national interests, they also reflect broader geopolitical shifts taking place in the Balkans. With Russia's influence waning and Western sanctions tightening, Serbia's future alignment remains uncertain. Belgrade's decisions in the coming months will be critical in determining whether Serbia can continue to maintain the delicate balance between East and West, or will be forced to choose sides in an increasingly polarized world. As Serbia seeks to preserve its strategic autonomy, it faces a formidable challenge that will shape the future of the region for years to come. But if the West further isolates Russia over time, Belgrade is likely to be further away from the Moscow regime. Relations between the two countries are expected to cool further as international backlash grows. Just as Serbia has abandoned Russia in terms of military resources and arms deals, there is no reason why it cannot find new partners in the energy sector. The Belgrade government is aware of this situation and will probably not hesitate to use this option when the day comes. This is evidenced by Serbia's orientation towards Russia so far. Many events are taking place around the globe. Let's take a look at all of these together on our channel. Thank you for choosing our channel.